Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.wordpress.com. We're going to make this lovely clean and simple card today. Hope you like it. It's a touch of Wink of Stella on the pines there, with a lot of catches on that light there. So a lot of white space with a few little accents of colour just to make it pop. So this is what we're going to make. I've already got a Whisper White card base and one of my stitched rectangles already die cut. Okay, and I've also saved a bit of time by die cutting the little trees as well. So I've used garden green to cut this shape, and there's a corresponding die that's a little more detailed that I've just done with Whisper White. So we're going to adhere those things together to make our little trees. So this is the die set that we're using. This is called In the Pines, I think, or the stamp set's In the Pines. This is called Pine Woods. So it'll be these two dies that we've used to create that. I've also taken this wibbly snow drift and cut that down the middle of a piece of cardstock and adhered the two pieces together. So you can just see that I have put those two together and laid them on top of each other. So this is another one of the stitched rectangles which I've layered over there, and we're going to cut through both of those layers to go on top. So the die cut machine's just off here. So because I'm cutting through two layers of cardstock, we're going to roll it forwards, backwards a couple of times to make sure we get through both of those layers. Okay, and you just might need to just finish off the last little bit with some scissors. It kind of depends. So that's mostly gone through. So we'll just finish off that bottom edge with some scissors. Take that away. So as long as you've got the marks to go from, then this will cut away very easily. It's almost there, but not quite. There we are. Didn't take much at all. Okay, so we've just got a little bit of interest on that little layer that we're going to add on to our background here. Okay, let's get these things glued up so that they can be nice and dry for when we need them. So I'm going to use my multi-purpose glue for this. I think it gives us just a little bit of time to make sure we've lined everything up right. So I'm just going to run just a bit of glue up and down sort of the centre of that, where the trunk would be, I guess. And we'll just lay those on top. So if you line up that trunk and the top there, and just give that a bit of pressure in the middle, that will hold, and then we can leave that to dry fully. I'll do the same with these. Okay. So I wonder if you've put your Christmas trees up. I know some people put them up quite early this year, just given that the year generally hasn't been the greatest. So a lot of people I know have actually succumbed and put their decks up. I have to say we haven't yet in our house. So I wonder if you're which side of the fence you guys are on. Have you guys done it or not? Or you're just going to wait? Okie dokie. So those are going to dry completely while we do some of the bits and pieces. But before I leave those alone, I'm just going to add a bit of our Wink of Stella glitter onto those. If you want mess-free glitter, this is the thing for you. Love this, and it's sort of it's so subtle, but it just twinkles away in the light if you know, angle the card on the mantelpiece and stuff. The windowsill these days, I guess, don't don't guess many people have mantelpieces these days, depending on what kind of house you live in. So for us it would be the windowsill where cards would be. There we go. So just here and there, it's only supposed to just give that sort of little frosty look on the onto those trees, and it's just so subtle. I don't know whether the light picks it up. Anyway, right, those guys are ready to go. I just want to add a touch of ink onto this this layer. So I'm going to grab myself just a little bit of scrap paper. Okay, and I'm going to use one of the new Stampin Up blending brushes. I've finally got them dirty. 3 in a pack. Quite large heads on them. And they are just amazing. They're really amazing. I just love them. So they will be available to purchase in January. But as a demonstrator, I'm actually able to get them early, so that's one of the perks if you are keen to get hold of product. If you join, you'll actually be able to place an order for the new items that are coming in January, and you can even I think you can even select them for your starter kit. So if you would like to get your hands on these, that is how you can do it. Otherwise they'll be available to our customers in January. So it has made me weep slightly getting them dirty, but at the same time they're really nice to work with. You've seen me use some other brushes before, but these are really smooth, and actually I find that the ink is it spreads out better. Does that sound weird? You're less likely to get blobs, heavy-handedness. So that doesn't look like much. Oh look, on there, but once we build the card together, it's just a little hint of some interest on the back there. Okay, and I didn't add this on the original card because I thought about it too late, but there's these little snowflakes. This is the In the Pines set, which is what we're going to get the greeting from as well. So those two, the In the Pines and stamp set and the Pine Woods dies are available as a bundle with 10% off. It is on the retiring list, so again, if you really want it, then you need to get hold of it. Otherwise it'll be gone. So just some hints of snow in the background. A lot of this will be covered up, so I'm not too concerned about where it's going particularly. I'm just trying to get another level of interest in the background. That is all. Okay. So we're going to add our panel to our card, and I'm just going to use snail for that. Not snail, oh my gosh, it's not called snail anymore. What's it called? Stampin' Seal. Okay, a couple of lines of that, and I'm going to put it slightly lower and to the left. Just a little added design interest rather than having everything bang in the middle all the time. I do like bang in the middle because I'm that kind of person, but yeah, straight and off centre is fine too. Just adding some dimensionals to the bottom portion of this layered piece that we die cut. so that I can still slot the trees in behind it. Okay, at varying levels, and I'm just going to position that so that we get the nice even border. Okay, so this was number 4 and 5, I think, in the stitch rectangle set. Of course, if you don't have the stitched rectangles, then you could obviously just cut an appropriate size panel. So we're just going to add our trees in now, and if they escape the bounds of the panel, that's absolutely fine. And then I did make a tiny error when I was building my own sample, because I put the next one at the front in first, and what I should have done was put this one in, the one on the left, in first. So I'm just going to put a dimensional on the back towards the top, but glue at the bottom, because we're going to be spanning the 2 levels of cardstock there. This one's going to end up in the buried in that snowdrift, I think. So I'm going to have that there, I think. Like so. Okay. And then this guy is going to be in the foreground. Okay, so again we want some dimensionals behind the back at the top, just to make it sit level, and we'll put glue at the bottom. Oh, little hair of something there, and we'll place those down. So I didn't want the tops of the trees to be the same height, basically. That's what I was going for. Something to look a little more natural that way, with the different heights. Okay, so that's our main focus of our card. Actually, those extra little snowflakes in the background really add a little bit of detail. I'm just going to take a 1/2 inch strip of Whisper White cardstock and some real red ink for the sentiment. Let's give that a nice, make sure that's well inked, and put that in. I've just realised I should have done something else first, but doesn't matter. Push that down. I'm leaving a room at the end so I can use my banner punch. Now just excuse me while I make sure that stamp gets nice and clean, because it's red ink and it stains. The staining isn't a problem, it just bothers me, so I just like to make sure that they're clean before I put them away, so that ink doesn't dry on them. So I've just got to chamois off the left here, just making sure that that's nice and clean before I set it to one side. Okay, and we're going to bring in this Pick a Punch Banners punch. This one's staying with us, which is really great. So I'm just going to slide that in to the punch and just turn it over to make sure that it's lined up, which it is. So we get our nice banner end, and we're just going to trim off the end with a pair of scissors, like so. And again, because we're going across several layers, I'm going to put a dimensional at the end there, and just a bit of tape runner, just so that we can position this where we want it. Over here. Okay, so I think that looks good, it looks straight. And there we have it. I hope you like that. It's It's really nice and simple, isn't it? I like the white with those pops of colour. I think it's really striking. And so just the bit of blue ink over the background, and then the added snowflakes on this one, I think just lifts it slightly. So I really hope you've enjoyed that. As always, please click on the description and take a look at what products I've used. If you do want to purchase anything, please do. And I say this set is going to retire in January, so please get it while you can. Take care everybody, see you again soon, bye.